Garbage In, Garbage Out is Transformers Animated Season 2, Episode 4, 20th overall, and originally aired in America May 10th, 2008. In it, Wreckgar appears and tries figuring himself out. Shenanigans and garbage ensue. The episode actually screened early, April 25th, 2008 at BotCon. BotCon used to be Transformers' equivalent of Comic-Con until 2016 and Hasbro killed it to make HasCon. The episode title is clearly referring to the Iron Warriors from Warhammer 40k. In reality, there's a garbage strike going on, and some deck refuses to fix the trash bots until they renegotiate. So now with trash piling up, the bots are doing their part to clean up the city as people just keep yelling and creating more garbage. I have since gotten a job where I mostly take out garbage at this point, where people in fact do throw out everything in the kitchen sink. Like, don't cram it full all the way to the lid and then start stacking on top of the lid. Like, whatever happened to reduce your waste and perhaps wash out some items and reuse it for other things? Porter finds something in some decks' offices, which are nanomites that eat garbage, which are kind of real. It's very useful, but of course Porter's going to use it for profit. The bots are doing their community service and picking up garbage. At the same time, Chibi Ratchet accidentally tossed out the car to this technophobic Chibi. And speaking of, Chibi Fanzone shows up, breaks up the fight, and makes the animator stop thinking this is play school. So now Bumblebee's assigned to make Ratchet stop being such a pain in the ass, and they transform and roll back home. And they have to do it so fast they don't even notice that Sari's key's glowing. Now from the trash on the ship they were dumping on.
I am... What am I? There must be something in here that can tell me what I am. Not my size.
They'll name him later, but whatever, it's Wreckgar. Played by the legendary Weird Al Yankovic. For those who are too young to be on YouTube, he's an eccentric American musician known for parodying songs, most notably for Transformers, Dare to be Stupid.
I am Wreckgar! I dare to be stupid!
It's a surreal song and music video about doing stupid things, kind of a parody of Devo. With similar mellow and over-the-top music video, Devo is mostly known for Whip It and the Rugrats theme. It's also surreal because Dare to be Stupid played in the Transformers G1 movie when Wreckgar and the Junkions attacked the group. Now Weird Al is playing Wreckgar, which is insane. It also will not be the last time he plays a Transformer, or something in a Hasbro product. Either way, Wreckgar sees one of the police blimps from Batman the Animated Series and decides they could tell him what he is. But the cons notice him, and an overly shadow Megatron sends luck not to get him.
Stasis lock itself could not deter me from your grand and glorious plan. Oh, why?
Funny that even Megatron's getting a little sick of Lugnut's ass kissing. Also, nice detail, you can tell his eyes twitching. Wreckgar makes it into the city, and this guy is played by Tom Kenny despite none of his regular characters appearing in the episode.
Move it, you worthless rat!
At the same time, Angry Archer remembers he exists, and Wreckgar accidentally helps him out by the police crashing into his legs. This oddly detailed police captain is also played by Tom Kenny. But Angry Archer gets Wreckgar to help out, and so he literally tosses the two cops away, probably killing them. Escaping with AA, and he finally names him Wreckgar. As Ratchet and B are stuck in traffic, Ratchet's pissed about it, but B calls him Crankcase and reminds them that they have siren privilege. But oh no, Spike's car broke down and Carly's going into labor. We've already seen Daniel in the series, so that means he's going to be an older brother. It also means since last time we've seen Carly, the bots have been on Earth for at least 9 months. I guess that does make sense. There has been Christmas and snow, and it's no longer snowing, and even at the beginning of the episode, we see someone toss out a Christmas tree. This is also our first time actually hearing Spike speak in animated, and Corey Burton reprises his role from Transformers G1 Season 3. They load Carly in back of Ratchet, and he just flies down the road, blaring the same song from the Headmaster. This is the first time they actually say Spike's name in animated, and Carly's only played by Tara. They didn't get her G1 voice actress back. AA and Gar having some shtick until Gar knocks over an armored car into Ratchet. So dumping the humans. Good luck with that. Where AA gets some mutagen, and Wreckgar tosses everything he has at them, including the Titan's Return figure. He overhears Ratchet and B arguing and says that he's an Autobot too, and he'll stop the bad guy. Well, I mean, he does, and then tosses him in the air to his sudden death. The mutagen falls into his trash, but then AA just escapes and Ratchet yells at him.
I am Wreckgar! I am only good for one thing. Garbage!
So after seeing Wreckgar transform like his toy, Lugnut parks in the same air base that him and Blitzwing met up at. He ambushes Gar with his staff axe thing. His staff axe thing is part of the toy that's basically the entire back half of the plane. This act of parts forming is kind of common in Transformers, and there's definitely a bunch of Lugnuts on eBay without this part. And this is also the only episode he actually does this. And he pretty easily convinces Wreckgar to join the cons. And then Pal rolls up in his limousine, which we technically saw first in Return to Headmaster, but now we get a full view of it. This is a reference, not to Transformers, but to GoBots. Tux is a renegade, evil GoBot that does turn into a limo, and yes, does have a top hat. One of the animation team apparently still had one from their childhood. For those who don't know, GoBots is kind of like the Pepsi versus Coke or Digimon versus Pokemon for Transformers. But not really to that extent, because it kind of just died out in the 80s. And then Hasbro did buy out Tonka, so they technically do now own GoBots, but not the product itself, because Bandai still owns all the characters because of Machine Robo Rescue. So the best you'll ever see is the occasional repaint, maybe background character. But Derek will eventually create Festina for Ben 10 Omniverse based off Crasher, the most famous GoBot. He has even his own little chauffeur bot. Either way, he's looking for the nanobots, but they're gone. They easily just follow the trail of garbage to Wreckgar, but oh no!
Ah, the universal greeting. Ba-weep, grana-weep, Nibon.
G1 reference, but also how does animated Wreckgar know what that is? And also, what's he doing with his hands?
Look out!
That happened way too slow.
Look out!
The two survive, but then Relugnut flies off. Wreckgar accidentally spills those nanites, and oh no! Whoa! And that's probably why we won't see Lugnut use his axe staff thing again. Maybe this is just a Powerpuff Girls reference, but the mayor doesn't talk, and instead, What's-Her-Face, played by Tara Strong, will. But now Ratchet has to over-the-top anime transformation and save the city from getting disintegrated from the nanites. The garbage man dares to be stupid, and accidentally they break the thing and going right for the city. So with nothing else to do, Ratchet does the unthinkable.
Forced me to make the ultimate sacrifice, to do the one thing that requires more courage than anything I've ever had to do in my entire Autobot career. Apologize.
Come again.
And sparing him works, as Wreckgar literally takes out a vacuum and sucks up all the nanobites. Bad idea, as they're starting to kill him. He falls and, explodes. And sometimes you really do just have to force two people to negotiate, and they'll get the garbage by Friday. Oh, Wreckgar's fine, just at the bottom of the riverbed. This episode rules. It's always great to see Ratchet take lead in an episode. Wreckgar is hilarious, even if he wasn't played by Weird Al. His misunderstanding and taking everything so literal just is so damn funny. I struggled so hard to just not make this whole video just clips of him, because Hasbro's copyright. Him interacting with Ratchet just peak. Overall, 10 out of 10. Wreckgar's design is absolutely perfect. He's more than just an exaggerated G1 caricature, but still recognizable as Wreckgar. I really like his arms and the garbage bed being on his back as a literal backpack. His head is really creative. He has just Wreckgar's face with mustache and weird beard thing like G1, but it's also meant to resemble a CRTV while also calling back to the G1 figure. No nipple lasers though. Turn into a garbage truck rather than a motorcycle is perfect for Wreckgar. And surprisingly, garbage trucks are not common in Transformers for some reason. Also, his toy comes with some laser punch things that he doesn't have in the show. But let me know your opinion down below, as well as subscribing.